where you take rubbish and then they're recycling it, and they're then creating energy out of that. So when something that we consider is really bad happens, it's actually really good. Okay, so I think we're live on Facebook as well, so welcome everybody. So anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Mahala, so welcome to today's session. So we're now in February. February is about connection and heart opening, and as I was just explaining then, when we do something like this, we often think, if we think about doing something to open the heart, to heal the heart, the first thought would be that's going to be really amazing and really beautiful and it's going to feel awesome. But actually, we probably find that the opposite will happen. So today, February, and also we're in the Beltane energy, so it's between like the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of February, also moving into spring as well. So it's all about this time of year moving forward. Now again, that can sound like a really good idea at the time, but the reality can actually look a lot different to that, because maybe we like to hold on to our stuff, maybe we're attached to our stuff, and maybe we do want to move forward, but the reality of that is going to look ugly. So it's going to look a bit messy, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's like getting up out of bed in the morning. My bed always feels amazingly comfortable, not like it feels at night. In the morning it feels the most comfortable that it's ever felt, and I find it hard to get out of that, but I know that I've got to, and I'm really happy when I get up early and get up and do stuff, but it is quite tricky. So we're working with, I'm just going to shut this because of the light coming in there. So the essential oils that we're working with at this time, one of them is frankincense. So I've spoken about ylang ylang, frankincense, the aroma touch blend, geranium, balance blend, and wild orange. So they're the oils that we're going to be exploring throughout this month. I highly recommend, it is pretty expensive, the doTERRA frankincense, but it does last a long time. You only need 1 drop. So that's what I'm working with today. So you work with the oil of your choice if you have an essential oil, or if not, you can just start to tune into your breath. And then with the frankincense, or whatever oil, if you are working with one, just then begin to place it onto any part of your body that you feel guided to place that on. So as we're working with the idea of cultivating an open heart throughout February, I'm putting my hands over my heart center, and that is where I'm feeling guided to do that. But again, you go with whatever you're feeling, wherever you're feeling guided. And also I'm just going to put a few drops onto my mat as well. And that idea, that sense of clearing the space. And then just beginning to tune into your breath. And if you feel like just placing your hands, clearing your field, clearing your energy field, cutting off any cords, anything around you, then just go with how you feel. So I'm instinctively just being guided to clearing my energy field like this. A bit like having a shower, having a bath, but having an energetic bath. And then just being in a comfortable cross-legged position, tuning into your breath. Just going to have a sip. So this is about you. This is your time. And the person that we want to support or help them in feeling good is you. And then just very slowly, we'll go straight into our Sufi grind. So start to make circles in any direction. So either going towards the left or going towards the right, any way that feels right for you. And again, I want you to drop the idea of right or wrong. Okay, so there's no right or wrong. So allowing yourself to drop into that space of being and expanding, and then we're going to do the same thing but change direction. And again, that sense of connection, so cultivating an open heart. And like I was saying before, it might we might think that that's going to be really beautiful and an open heart and all love and light and it's all going to be lovely, but actually think of it, if you've had your heart closed for a long time, if we've had our hearts and we've managed to lock them away in a box and put loads of armor around that, what's going to begin to happen? And then we'll change direction. What's going to begin to happen when we begin to take away that armor and begin to prise that open? The stuff that we've been pushing down, it's all going to come out. So it can feel a little bit turbulent, can feel a little bit unusual. Now then, we begin to look at the external is a reflection of the internal. So remember our blind spots, they're being reflected back to us through our triggers. And then we change direction. So whatever triggers you, and what that means, if you don't know, whatever makes you feel angry or has an effect on you, that's actually you're being shown your blind spot, or the unconscious or the subconscious stuff. And that's the stuff that we really want to get into. So today, connection, the first session that we're doing. So I went along to this meeting regarding the council and local people this morning. And I was triggered and I saw that, and what it's done for me, I've then been driving around and walking around this afternoon looking at that and clearing that. And it's just showing me my blind spots and the direction that I do want to move in. So it's done its job, and I've moved through it pretty quickly, which is really great, and then changed direction. So I'm just sharing that with you as an example, and especially where we're working with heart opening stuff this month. And then we look at alchemy, and then we're going to come back to the center, and then just start some shoulder rolls, nice, easy shoulder rolls. So alchemy. So then how do we then bring that alchemy into something that's happened to have quite a strong effect on us? So again, what it's doing is it's directing us. So we've got a choice. We can either go and feed that wolf that's not supportive, or it's not being very positive, if you like, or we can feed the wolf that's actually going to support us, and we're going to feel inspired, and everything's going to be easy and it's going to be flowing, because that's the route. We want to take the path of least resistance, according to Buddha, and then change direction. Okay, so an active hatha yoga with heart openers. So bringing your hands up, connecting your palms, and then exhaling all the way down. We're going to practice meridian tapping again today. Okay, so working with that intention of releasing energy, releasing any stagnant energy. Again, that idea of centering you. So bringing you back into your center and reminding you of what you love. And it's really funny as well today, after what I experienced this morning, that I've ended up teaching this session today from my horse box. So a space that I really love, and myself and Lucia are really loving being in here. So it's beautiful that just through circumstances I've ended up here today. So trusting that we're always taken into the place where what we're most needing, if you like. And then we're going to bring our hands behind, interlace your fingers behind. And again, just very gently, we're going to lift the hands up away from the lower back. And you just start to look up and just think about this part of your body, your chest opening up. And just taking a few breaths there. Now, if you want, you can bring your head from left to right. But you're opening up through this area. And then we're going to release the hands. And again, come forward, bring your hands down by your side. And as you inhale, bringing your arms up, connecting your palms. And as you exhale, coming all the way down through the midline of your body. And again, we're just going to do a few like this. I'm just turning around so that I'm facing you. So you might remember, those of you that would come along to the classes in Clapham, that I would talk about like a recycling plant. So all the stuff that we experience, feel like we're being bombarded with a load of rubbish, actually waste to energy. There is a waste to energy project, you might have heard of it, that is happening. I know there's a big plant near IKEA in Croydon. So turning waste into energy, and that's something that we can begin to think about. Or you might have heard of the expression alchemist. Okay, and then you're going to keep your palms connected above your head, and then we're going to interlace the fingers, bring the palms up, and as you're doing that, I want you to notice the lift that you get through your ribs. Straighten your arms, shoulders down away from your ears. Press the floor away as you squeeze the belly in and lift up. So you feel, again, that opening across here. And then we're going to bring the palms forward, facing forward, bringing the hands onto the mat. Now we're going to come onto all fours. So a couple of ways that you can do that. You can either roll over your knees and come onto all fours, or you can release your hands around to one side and then come up onto all fours. So you want your wrists directly underneath your shoulders, your knees directly underneath the hips, and then we'll just go into a few rounds of our cat and cow stretches. So inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you round. And move through this, just tuning in to your own natural rhythm. Again, that sense of your body leading you through this. You might as well want to go from side to side. You might want the head to hang down. You might feel like taking an extended child's pose. So how you do that is you sit back onto your heels, reach your hands forward, bring your forehead onto the floor, and you breathe there. And as we start to move through the sun salutations in a little while, if at any point throughout the session you want to stop and you want to go into the extended child's pose, then you can do that. We're going to step the hands slightly in front of where they are, tuck the toes under, and as you breathe out, we're going to take it back into our first downward facing dog, and then stay here, breathe here, squeeze the belly in, let your head hang down, and you feel like you're pressing the floor away with your hands and with your feet. So again, you're really feeling into the posture. So we're moving away from the idea of doing anything, and you're feeling into it, and that's your medicine. So that's how we then shift. And then we're going to walk the feet towards the hands. So we end up in a standing forward bend at the top of the mat. Let your head hang down. Knees are soft. And then we're going to peel up vertebrae by vertebrae. I've lost my head. Let your head and your shoulders come up last of all. There we go. And then just rolling the shoulders back. And then spending a few moments just standing in Tadasana. Back. Okay, and then from here, that's better. Okay, so we're going to take our meridian tapping. So again, you feel the weight even in both of your feet. So your feet, they're grounded, like you're very gently pressing the floor away with your feet. And then we're just going to start to bounce. Now, as you're doing that, I want you to visualize like you're flicking your hands down, you're flicking away. So flicking stuff off, flicking off anything maybe you've picked up today, flicking off anything that maybe somebody's tried to put onto you, any of their stuff that they've tried to dump off onto you. And then very lightly, you're then still bouncing on the knees, tapping onto the crown of the head. Very, very lightly. And then around the hairline. And as you're doing this, I want you to visualize that you're bringing the fresh prana, life force energy into your mind, and then exhaling, breathing out any fogginess, any haziness, any rubbish that wants to come out, letting that go. Inhaling, drawing the breath into your mind, and then exhaling, just releasing any fogginess, any haziness. And then from here, coming onto your forehead, really tuning in to your face, tapping out any stress or tension or tiredness, anything that we've been holding in our foreheads and around the eyes. And again, if you want to make any faces, supporting yourself, supporting your face in letting go of tension, you go ahead and do that. Onto your cheeks, around your mouth, onto your jaw, the front of your neck, the side of your neck, the back of your neck. And then from here, you're going to reach your left arm forwards, your left palm facing up. We're going to take it all the way down your left arm, your palms, your left palm facing down, coming all the way back up, drawing the fingers in, pointing the thumb up. We'll take it back down around the thumb, the finger to your left armpit, breathe in there. Okay, and then from here, coming across to your chest. Okay, so really great for the lungs. So we're going to do this 4 times. The first time is a practice. So inhaling, big breath in, and then exhaling, letting out a sound. So 3 more like that. Inhaling, big breath in. 2 more like that. Inhaling, big breath in. Big breath out. So let out any sound, again, that comes to mind. And then last one, big breath in. And then reaching your right arm forward, your right palm facing up onto your right shoulder. And then we're going to take it all the way down your right arm onto your palm. And then your right palm facing down all the way back up. Drawing your fingers in, pointing your thumb up, and we'll take it back down around the thumb, the finger to your right armpit, breathe in there. And then we'll take it down onto the liver. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on the liver. So again, the liver is an organ where we can hold on to any anger, any unresolved anger. So anything, again, that we're aware of or we're not aware of. And usually That's where the triggers then reflect back to us through all of this unconscious stuff. So working with the organs on that level, so anger is held in the liver. So whilst you're here, whilst we're here, as you breathe in, you're going to draw that pranic energy, or a white or a gold light if you're not working with light, bringing that into your liver. And as you breathe out, breathing out anything, fogginess, haziness, might feel dirty, anything that comes to mind. There doesn't have to be anything in particular, because all of this stuff that happens that trigger us, it's not the stuff, it's the trigger. Okay, so the stuff is not real, it's just like a film gone wrong. Okay, so we don't have to label all of that stuff, don't need to label it, it's just a thing. But what it's doing is it's bringing up and it's showing us our blind spot, so it's a gift. So actually the worst, the how bad things are, or the worse they get, is actually better, because then you think that you can then turn that energy around. How much is that then going to be positive energy that can be utilized, that we can use? So it's a gift. It's all a gift. So it doesn't matter. You don't need to label anything. Don't need to know what is that, this, that, name, this, name. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. There's all pretend, and everything's just a reflection of what's going on. And then from here, coming across to our belly, so our lower dantian, so really getting that energy moving through here. So waking up your lower dantian, your personal powerhouse, where you store all of your own personal energy here. So again, making that really great connection into this energy center, so your navel center. So again, you can take a nice big breath, take it all the way down into your belly, and as you breathe out, breathing out any fogginess, any haziness, any rubbish. So also waking up your creativity as well, so connecting to that potent, powerful, creative force that lies inside of us. Also really good for the digestive system. And then from here, we're going to bring one hand on top of the other, and we'll take it through the colon. So you come up the right side, along the top, and down the left. So again, what we're doing is encouraging the energy to move the correct way through the colon. So apply some pressure as you're moving through this. So really good massage. So waking up the digestive system, and also this supports the immune system as well. So your health comes from the gut, which again completely makes sense, because that's our recycling plant, that's the heart of it. All our emotions in the belly as well. So everything, the element of the second chakra is water. So everything moving and fluid and flowing like water. Okay, coming over onto your left, onto your stomach. And again, just nice big breaths into your stomach, and exhaling anything that comes to mind. And again, without labeling or naming people's names, people's characters, people's personalities, none of that, doesn't matter. It's the actual thing of the trigger that we end up holding, and that gets stored in the unconscious. So that's the stuff that we're letting go of, or giving back, or turning around. Okay, and then from here, we're going to come on to the lower back. So our kidneys are here, and this is also where we can hold on to fear. So anything that we're feeling fearful about. And then we want the palms flat. And then just spend some time massaging around one way, massaging the other way, and then all the way down the backs of your legs onto your toes. So waking up the feet. And then up along the front of the legs, and then spend a little bit of time around your knees. So massaging the knees. So the joints in the body, and then same thing again, but the other way. So the joints in the body, again, up the front of the legs to your front hips, the center of joy, outside hips, outside legs, outside ankles, inside ankles, all the way up. And then we're just going to complete by sweeping the body, brushing off anything that's come up. Take those things off. Having a shake out. And you remember from the other day, again, just beginning to shake out the whole of the body. So quite a small movement, but it's almost like you're trying to shake away the skin from the bones. But obviously don't do that. Okay, and then let's give the legs a shake out. Okay, so the top of the mat, and if at any point you want to sip water as well, you can do that. You can sip water and let your hands rest down by your side. And again, at any point, if you want to use your oil, so I'll give you a chance now, if you want to bring that into your practice, then we can. So I'm going to take a drop of frankincense. If you haven't got an oil, again, you just stand in and breathe in. And then if you have got an oil, putting it onto any part of your body that you're feeling guided. And any time that you get swept off into the future, into the past, thinking about other people, other things, situations, scenarios, see that, and then very gently just come back to your breath. So February is about connection, so cultivating an open heart. So we're going to start by going into a basic sun salutation, just to get into the flow. So inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you fold, inhaling into half, a standing forward bend, exhaling, fold back down, inhaling, your right foot back, palms flat, exhale left, inhaling into plank, exhaling, knees, chest and chin, inhaling into a low cobra, so no weight in the hands. As you exhale, press it back, downward dog. As you inhale, big step forwards with your right foot, exhaling left foot forward. Inhaling, you can either peel up, as I'm showing here, or come up with a flat back. Reach your arms up, arch back, and then exhaling all the way down. And you can either peel up or peel down. As you inhale, again into half, standing forward bend, exhaling fold, inhaling your left foot back, exhaling your right foot back, inhaling into plank, exhaling, knees, chest and chin, inhaling, low cobra, exhaling, downward dog, inhaling, left foot forward, exhaling, right foot forward, and again, as you breathe in, either peel up or come up with a flat back, arch back, exhaling, the same thing. We're going to do one more like this. So inhaling to half, exhaling fold, inhaling your right foot back, exhaling the left foot back, inhaling to plank, exhaling knees, chest and chin, inhaling, low cobra, so your neck's long, exhaling, downward dog, inhaling, this time you're going to reach your right leg up into a three-legged dog, and then bending your knee as you exhale all the way forward, Take an inhale here to feel both feet ground. And as you breathe out, your left foot forward to the right. And inhaling, either peel up or come up with a flat back. Arching back. Exhaling as you fold. Inhaling to half. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling your left foot back. Exhaling your right foot back. Inhaling into plank. Exhaling knees, chest and chin, 8-point pose. Inhaling, low cobra or bhujangasana. Breathe when you need to. As you exhale, downward dog. Press your right foot down. Raise your left leg up into your 3-legged dog. As you exhale, big step forward. Inhale to ground. Exhaling your right foot forward. And then again, either come up with a flat back or peel up, all the way up. Reaching your arms up. We'll come back to the center. This time, we're going to interlace the fingers. I'm just moving back so that you can see. And then again, I want you to be aware of that opening through the ribs. Pressing the feet down as you lift up. And we're going to lean over to the left as you press your hips out to the right. You get that beautiful side stretch. Keep breathing. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling to the other side. And then again, inhaling, you're going to come back. Exhale, bring your hands down. You're going to interlace the fingers behind you. You can either step your feet wide off of the mat, or you can go sideways on the mat. Have your feet slightly out at an angle. And again, working on the focus of opening up this part of the body and through the shoulders. What we're going to do is, as you breathe in, so you want the chin slightly into the chest, lift the hands away from the lower back and notice what you can feel. Now, even at this point, you want to keep that connection through the Uddiyana Bandha, so your core is switched on. And then you can either stay here, or to take it further, you start to fold forwards. And as you fold down, you let your hands move to the floor, towards the floor, above the head. Take around 5 breaths here. Now, also, what you want is you want to feel the space open between the ribs and the hips. Keep bringing the hands towards the floor, above the head, and again, just notice what you can feel. And once you've taken around 5 breaths, you're going to walk your hands down. As you inhale, come up to halfway. Again, nice flat back. Bring your feet, if you need, a little bit closer towards each other. Exhaling, hands on the hips. Inhaling all the way up. Roll the shoulders back. Come back to the top of the mat. And again, your feet, they're about hip width apart. And as we breathe in, inhaling. And again, really notice this area opening up. Exhaling as you come down. Again, inhale to half. Exhale, fold. This time as we breathe in, you're going to step your right foot back, lower your right knee onto the floor, and release your right foot. And you want your left knee so it sits directly above your left heel. We're going to come up to the center. Now, again, we're going to take a few breaths here. Take your time so that you can become acclimatized to your balance. You feel the weight even in the parts of the body on the floor. Now, you can either stay here, or you bring your left foot a little bit further forward, and that's then going to create a little bit of room for you to sink down as you then begin to arch back. So again, really feel that lift through your ribs and across your chest. You can begin to look up, but you don't want the head going all the way back. You want to keep the ears in line with the biceps. And again, what I want you to notice is what you can feel here, so what you experience. And then to come back to the center, you're going to press the left foot into the floor, bring the left foot back, Keep the spine nice and long. As you reach your hands forward, we're going to plant the right hand onto the floor underneath the right shoulder. So it's almost like now you've got your left foot and your right hand. You feel the weight even, if you can, in those parts of the body that are on the floor. You're going to take your left hand, and then it's like we're drawing back a bow, reaching your left arm up. Now you can either look down towards your right hand, out to the middle, or up to the left. And again, taking around 5 breaths here. If you want more of a challenge, you can tuck your back foot under and straighten your right leg. And then to come down, you're going to bring your left hand all the way forward to the outside of your left knee. Tuck your back foot, and as you exhale, bring your left foot back to your right into a downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths there. So again, pressing the floor away with your hands and pressing the floor away with your feet. Squeezing the belly in and let your head hang down. And as you breathe in, you're going to come through into a plank. And as you breathe out, you're going to drop your knees, stick your tailbone out, lower your chest and your chin. And as you inhale, lower your hips, lifting your chest, switch the glutes on, and we're going to stay here. So again, you can either stay with this first part, low cobra. To go a stage further, you bring your elbows forward, so they're sitting underneath your shoulders, and your palms are flat on the floor into what we call a sphinx pose. Taking a few breaths there, and again, you're really lifting up through your chest. And then the last stage, you can interlace the fingers behind you. Again, feel the shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other and lifting your hands away from your lower back. You can start to lift your feet away from the floor. And again, just breathe there. So that focus on the opening across the shoulders, through the chest. You want to keep your spine nice and long. So just go to the point where it's enough for you. And then to release, bring your hands back, come back into your low cobra, bring your forehead down, tuck your toes. And as you exhale, back into downward dog, you're going to press the left foot down. Inhale in, raise your right leg up. And as you exhale, bring the knee in all the way through. And again, we're going to drop the left knee onto the floor. Release the left foot. So we're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. And again, come all the way up to the center. Now, again, you can either stay here, reaching the arms up, taking a few breaths, or to go further, bring your right foot so it sits a little bit further in front of your right knee. And you can then begin to sink down into your hips as you then start to arch back. Keeping your neck long. And again, really feeling that opening across your chest, through your ribs. And then slowly we're going to come back, bring the palms so they face forward. Same as before. You're going to plant the left hand onto the floor, so your left wrist is directly underneath your left shoulder. Your right ankle is directly underneath your right knee. So you might need to bring the right foot back a little bit. Taking the right hand to the left, and again, like you're drawing back an arrow, you're going to reach your right arm up. So you're making a straight line between your right hand and your left, and your right knee stays directly over your right heel. Squeeze the belly in. And again, you can either look down to the left hand, look out to the middle, or you can look up to your right hand. And then again, taking around 5 breaths. Once you've done your 5 breaths, you're going to bring your right hand down, tuck your back foot, and then as you exhale, bringing your left foot all the way through. And then as you inhale, either peel up or come up with a flat back, reaching your arms up. And again, interlace your fingers. You come back to the center. So again, feeling like you're pressing the floor away as you're lifting up through the ribs, shoulders down from the ears, and feeling the weight even in both feet, leaning over to the left as you press out to the right. Glutes are switched on. And again, spine long. Come back to the center. Exhaling, leaning over to the right, pressing the hips to the left. And then we'll come back, bring the hands down. Same as before, interlace the fingers behind you. And again, you can either step off your mat, you step wide, or you can move sideways on the mat. Have your feet so they're diagonal pointing outwards. And then same thing, feel your shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other as you look up. And then if you want to go further, as you exhale, you fold down. And again, taking around 5 breaths here. So breathe in really deeply into your chest. Your neck's long, your spine's long. Again, you feel the weight even in both feet. Your quads are switched on and your core is switched on. And then once you've done around 5 breaths, you're going to release the hands, come up to halfway, heel and toe the feet a little bit closer, squeeze the belly in as you hinge up, reaching your hands up on an inhale, and then exhaling, coming back to the top of your mat. And again, inhale. Any point you want to stop and rest, you can. Arch back, exhaling as you fold. Inhaling to half, exhaling down, this time the left foot back, and then we're going to press the left foot down, so like a warrior 1 stance. Your left foot is at like a diagonal 45-degree position. Your right toes are facing forward. You want both of your hips facing towards the top of the mat. Inhaling, breathe in there as you come up into what we call warrior 1. And then from here, we're going to take it into what we call humble warrior. We're going to release the hands, interlace the fingers, same movement as we did in the wide leg standing forward bend. Arch back, bring the chin into the chest, and we're going to fold down. And again, taking around 5 of your own breaths here. You want the crown of the head, so it's facing the floor. Your right knee's bent, and as much as you can, sink into your right knee. Your left quad is switched on. Once you've taken around 5 breaths, you're going to bring your hands down either side of the front foot, pivot on the back foot, as you can see what I've done there, palms flat, and as you breathe out, back into downward dog. Rest if you need to, or inhaling into plank, exhaling. Drop the knees, chest and chin. Inhaling into a low cobra. Now again, we're going to stay here. So again, you can either stay here. You can take Sphinx. With that focus on lifting through the chest, you can take this variation, or we can go into a Dhanulasana bow. So you bend the right knee, take hold of either the top of the right foot or the right ankle, bend the left knee. Same thing there. Now again, you can either stay here, that might be enough for you, or to go further, you start to lift your quads away from the floor and you kick your heels away from your glutes. And that in turn is going to lift your chest away from the floor and open up through the shoulders. Now again, what you can do here is take big, deep belly breaths. So you breathe as deeply as you can into your belly. And also what you can do is see if you can rock from side to side. So we want to get some movement going. Big, big belly breaths. Neck is nice and long. And then once you've taken around 5 of your own breaths, we're going to release the feet. We're going to make a little pillow with the hands. You've got one hand on top of the other. Either bring one big toe on top of the other and let your heels drop out, or you can have your feet apart. And let your forehead rest onto your hands. So you apply some pressure to the space between your eyebrows and massage this area. And let your hips move from side to side. And again, that sense of going inward. And by massaging the space between your eyebrows, activating the pineal gland in the brain, this is really great to increase the levels of serotonin in the bloodstream. That's what makes you feel happy. Also, your intuition, your guidance, really helping to connect you to that. Bringing your hands back either side, tuck the toes, and as you breathe out, we're going to press it back into our downward dog. You're going to press your right heel down this time. Lift your left leg as high as you comfortably can. Keep pressing your right heel down, bending your left knee. Big step forwards. You're going to adjust your right foot. So again, your right foot is at a 45-degree angle. And then slowly coming up into our warrior one position. So you want both of your hips facing forward, pressing the weight even in both of your feet. Shoot the arms up. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands down, same as before, into our humble warrior. Interlace the fingers, lift up through the ribs as you look up, as you inhale, and then exhaling, take it down, again into what we call a humble warrior. So you're lifting your hands away from your lower back, pressing the weight even into both feet, bring the chin into the chest, and if you can, get the crown of the head so it's facing the floor. And then again, once you've taken around 5 breaths, you're going to release the hands down either side of your front foot, pivot on your back foot, and as you breathe out, big step forward into your standing forward bend. And then inhaling all the way up, exhaling back to stand. And again, just shake that. Good work. Take a sip of water, any point. So this is what we're going to be working with throughout February. So an active flow with chest openers and shoulder openers. So we're going to take that into our balance now. Before we take it down to the floor, into today, standing pulling bows. So a really beautiful posture. There's a lot going on in this, so I'm going to take you through it stage by stage. So the first part, as always, feel the weight start to move into your left foot. And you just start to come up onto the ball of your right foot. Now that might be enough for you today, okay? You might be all over the place. Hold the wall. That's completely fine. If you feel you can go further, the next stage is bring your right hand down by your right side and take your right foot in your right hand. This might be enough for you, and you might need to take your left hand out to a wall and just breathe then and come out anytime you need to. If you feel you can go further, reach the left arm up, and then from here, all you're doing is beginning to kick that right foot back. I'll come sideways on the mat so that you can see. So all you're doing is that, okay? And reaching the left arm up. Or you can even still take hold of the wall. Okay, so that's all you're doing. You can see how I'm kicking my foot back, the same way that we practice Dhanurasana on the floor. The bow is a similar movement here, but we're standing. Now, to go a stage further, you reach your left arm up, and then as you kick the leg back, you start to bring the left hand forward, taking around 5 breaths there. Now here, you want the weight even in the front hand and the back foot. And I'm leaning on the wall here, okay? But you can do that, or keep reaching the hand forward. Once you've done about 5 breaths, you're going to come back, release the right foot, or face forward, bring the left hand down, shake it out. Okay, nice work. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So standing pulling bow. And again, it's all about initiating the movement from the core. So you press your right foot down, just come up onto the ball of your left foot, bring your right hand into your right hip. Again, this might be enough for you today, just transferring the weight into the right foot. If you feel that you can go further, or just come sideways again. You can take hold of the wall, bring your left hand down, bring your left foot into your left hand, and that might be enough for you today. If you do feel like you can go further, you can start to extend the right arm up. Take a few breaths there, come out anytime you need to. And then again, the next stage, you explore coming back with this left foot. Okay, and again, you can hold on to the wall and do that completely fine. And then the next stage from there, I'm just turning around the mat so that you can see, is you then start to come forward as you extend the left leg back. And again, taking around 5 of your own breaths there, reaching the right hand forward, kicking the left leg back. And then once you've done around 5 breaths, you're going to come back, releasing the left foot, bring your right hand down, shake it out, good work. So bringing your feet a little bit wider apart, and then just energize the spine after all of the work that we've done here today. So we want everything to feel loose, lots of movement, energizing, and again, just shaking off anything. We'll come back to the top of the mat, inhaling as you reach the arms up, exhaling as you fold, inhaling to half, exhaling back down, stepping the right and the left foot back. We're going to come back onto the mat, and then bring your feet out in front. We're going to take a little shoulder stand today. You're going to reach your hands forward, peeling down vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down. I'm just going to adjust the camera, guys, so you just stay there, okay? Now, if you're ready, you can go straight into your shoulder stand. If you want, you can take the legs up the wall. So it is what it says. Find a wall, just put your legs up it, and that's it. And let your hands rest down by your side, your palms facing up. And if you can, have your glutes against the wall. You can just stay there. If you want to go up into a full shoulder stand, take out any hairband, and then make sure there's nothing around you you can knock over. You've got no injury, so you can't cause yourself any injury when you're going into this. You lift your lower back away from the floor. Bring your hands onto your lower back. And you extend your legs up. And then we're going to take around 30 breaths here. So that's about 10 breaths. Come down any point you need to come down. Okay, so that's around 30. So come down if you want to, or you can take a little variation. Bring your foot to the floor above your head, and then bring your foot to the floor above the head. And then you can bring both feet to the floor above the head. Only if both feet touch the floor, you can then release the hands, interlace the fingers, and breathe there. Taking around 5 breaths. And then once you've done your 5 breaths, bring your hands back into your lower back, extending your legs, and then to come out, bending your knees. Bring your feet to the floor above the head, releasing your arms along the floor. Use your arms like weights. Coming all the way down to lay back on your mat. Opening up your palms, just taking a few breaths there. So again, just allowing your body to absorb the benefits of what you've done. We're going to practice the fish pose, so the counter pose. Again, very much about opening up the ribs, like the gills of the fish. So bring your hands underneath, your palms flat. Extend your feet along the floor. Bring your feet together. Point your toes, and then lifting up, pressing the floor away, coming up onto the crown of your head, and then take 5 beautiful, big breaths here. Breathe into your ribs. No weight on your head. So your ribs now become like the gills of a fish. And then slowly coming back, releasing your hands, hug your knees in, bringing the hands out either side. You've got your wrists level, with your shoulders, and then let the knees drop over to the left. Take your left hand along the outside of your right leg, look over to the right. Take 5 breaths right here. So each time you're breathing out, use the left hand and make your exhale longer than your inhale. And then very slowly come back to the center. Hug the knees in, extend your left arm out. Let the knees drop over to the floor on the right or to the left. Again, squeeze the belly in. And then very slowly coming back, hug the knees in, and then coming back to lay on your mat. The final Shavasana, final relaxation. I'm going to come into a seated position. So again, you can take your essential oil and place a drop onto your hands, whatever oil you're working with. If you're not working with an oil, just using your breath. And then you can place that onto any part of your body. You can take a sip of water, tea, and then bring yourself into your most comfortable position, laying down on your mat. All that's existing in this moment is you, yourself, and you. And my voice guiding you through this. Take the heart mudra. So how we do that is you connect the middle finger, the ring finger, and the thumb. This is the mudra that we've been working with. So making like a dog shadow puppet. And then apply a little bit of pressure. And then you roll in your forefinger, keep extending out through the little finger. Let your hands rest on the floor next to you. Your palms are facing up, and apply some pressure. So that begins to activate the mudra. Bring the physical awareness of your breath into your chest center, the Anahata chakra, and breathe in into this area. Watching your breath as you breathe in, watching your breath as you breathe out, and keep that activation through your mudras. So the connection between your middle finger, your ring finger, and your thumb. Nice big breaths. Just keep coming back to your breath, coming back into this moment. So keep the activation through the mudra. Keep the awareness of your breath in the center of your chest, the Anahata chakra, the heart chakra. So cultivating an open heart in this month of February. And again, just witness what you experience. So diverting that flow of energy back to your heart. Okay, and then releasing your mudra, wriggling the fingers, wriggling the toes, stretching your body as you're laying down, any way your body feels like stretching. And then hug your knees in, and I want you to roll over either onto the left or the right side into a little fetal position. So again, just see where your body takes you, so either onto the left or the right. Spend a few moments there. So left is more yin, calming, right is more yang, energizing, and then very slowly coming up into a comfortable cross-legged position. Spine nice and long, and again, just allowing everything to slow down, being in the moment, integrating what you've done from the session here today. Bring your hands down, you visualize you're scooping fresh earth energy all the way up over your head. Connect your palms above your head, so like you're sealing that bubble. Bring the backs of your palms together, and then I want you to visualize a really strong, beautiful, I don't want to say protective shield, but it's sort of like putting on an outfit of energy that's going to look really good. Let's put it like that. And then this really good looking outfit, you're going to make sure that it's zipped up all the way up to your crown, connecting to your crown, putting on a good looking energetic outfit that's zipped up, no bits showing any bits. Your third eye, really strengthening your connection to your instincts, your intuition. Your throat, being able to speak your truth when you want to. Your heart, your solar plexus, your beautiful self-worth, your second chakra, nice, strong, creative connection and fluid through your emotions. So just moving through the triggers, see them, but move through them. And then your root chakra, nice and connected to this beautiful Mother Earth at this brilliant, beautiful, amazing time of transformation, supporting her, supporting yourself. And we can complete, if you want, by saying namaste.
Namaste, Mahala.
Namaste. So it's really good as well, because today we're still in that Beltane energy as well, and we're practicing this. I'm going to come off Facebook. Bye, guys.